All right, everybody. Titans show recap, wrap up, whatever I call these things. I actually filmed this last night, or I tried to film it. What's going on, Reagan? What's that all over my window? Anyway, tried to film it last night, but I just deleted it because I had a couple ciders and I was just all over town with what I was talking about, and I left something out. So let's start with just, obviously, you guys know, coming into, well, I am assuming if you're watching this, you watch my vlogs. If you don't watch my vlogs, and you just want like this little bit because you don't want to watch an hour-long video, then I'm going to try to give a short recap. Basically, coming into the show, I was really like at peace with how I was looking, how I was feeling. I literally never come into shows feeling good. Like, it's just like, I'm just always worried. And I guess it's just because I know that I'm not one of the strong physiques, even though my conditioning has been getting better. And usually that's like what I have over, I don't know. I feel like I'm in the middle of the road. I'm like, I have good conditioning out of the people who are not just always crazy peeled, right? Like, there's going to be people like Tam and like Steph Jones and like, you know, the super high level Olympians that are always just peeled, like no matter what, whenever they step on stage. But then I feel like there's the rest of us. I usually have good conditioning out of the rest of us. But obviously I'm not super muscular. I've been working on that, but basically I'm never really confident in my physique. So to feel like, wow, this is really like our maxed out potential on physique, and to feel at peace with it, that was really good. And then obviously, like, I know that I have a strong routine, and so I wasn't really worried about it. Obviously, I'm always nervous that I'm gonna hit my routine, but I just didn't have any pressure to win because I knew I couldn't win. I was just like at peace. Again, it was close to my house, so I just got to live a normal life. I didn't have to go through travel and packing and like all of these things that make competing a big charade. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. So mentally, I was really excited about this show, which is funny because obviously if you watch my vlog, you know I did not want to do this show at all. Like, after Arizona, I was like, I'm done. I can't be convinced. I'm not doing it. And then I was convinced. And then this ended up being like my best show. So that, we feel good, whatever. So I will say, before I start talking about the actual show, I will say I made a big mistake. I want to make sure none of you make this mistake. I do my own tan. Well, Ruben does my tan, right? And in years past, sometimes when we do our own tan, we decide we're just going to do 2 coats in the morning instead of doing a coat at night and having to sleep all like straight and get out the sheets and all this stuff. Sometimes we just do a coat in the morning. We get ready, like about an hour later, we do a second coat. Do not recommend. We put our my tan was a mess because it did not have time to like soak into my skin and activate. It was still like, it wasn't sticky. Like, if I touched my skin, it felt dry, but when I put on my suit, like, you could see where my suit went up, like scratched up against my skin. And normally when you sleep overnight in your tan is not that easily like messed up. Like, sometimes you mess up your tan, but it's not that easy to mess up your tan if you've slept in it overnight. Just because we had 2 coats that were basically sitting on top of my skin, it didn't look great. And actually, Sean messaged me and she was like, there was something going on with your tan. Like, you looked a little bit green and kind of washed out. And she's like, I didn't really notice it until I looked at comparison photos. And she was absolutely right. Like, even in my show day video, which I still haven't uploaded because Ruben has not sent me the video of awards. By the time you see this, it will be uploaded, hopefully. In my show day video, when I'm talking after routines, before awards, you can see me in the camera. You can see my tan right here. It looks like tar. Like, it's not the right color. And when I took a shower, it all just washed right off. There was nothing soaked into my skin. I have no residual tan because none of it was actually soaked into my skin. It was all like just surface level. Anyway, so that was the one mistake that I made. I didn't notice it until it was way later, way after the show. So it's not like it impacted my show day experience, but it did impact my look a little bit. I don't know that it was the difference between me getting first or second in physique round, but Sean did say she feels like it impacted how I look, like conditioning wise. So anyway, okay. Prejudging. Amazing. I felt so confident doing my routine. I just knew I was it. I had new hair. Like, I curled my hair. Like, everything was lit. Got my new custom lip color, which I thought like is like, I love my new color. Like, I just felt really good. Do my prejudging routine. I'm like feeling good, feeling confident. We go out for call outs. Now, here's where it gets wild, you guys. So I made, all these predictions about prejudging. The very first move they make is to switch me and Taylor, put me dead center. And I was like, holy smokes, am I about to win prejudging? Now, of course, we all know I got to get through those quarter turns first because, of course, After they've moved everyone around, it's me in the center, Taylor to one side of me, and Anya to the other side of me, and then, you know, the rest of the fields. After quarter turns, they switch me and Taylor, and then they immediately turn us straight to the back. Then they turn us back to the front, and they're like, okay, thank you. So I already knew, like, my back just lost me this. So I still felt really amazing, to be honest. I still felt like this is my best look. I was still incredibly proud of myself for what I did. I was still extremely excited that even though I didn't stay in the center, that I got put in the center for a round of quarters. And even though I ended up getting second in physique, I was still like, this is amazing. This is the best I've ever done in physique besides, like, well, this is the best I've ever ranked in physique besides Toronto and Ben Weider, but Ben Weider was also a smaller show. And to be honest, I don't think the level of competition physique-wise was there at Ben Weider when I got second in physique to Michelle. So I was stoked. Now, I will tell you guys, at first, when the scorecards came out and I saw that Taylor won physique round and I got second, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I was like, I was robbed. And this is no shade to Taylor. I was just like, I know that my conditioning was better than hers, and I have a good shape and she has a good shape. So how did I lose that? Now, the photos will keep you honest. So I will tell you, at first I said, and I will be, like I said, at first I was like, I was robbed. I should have won that physique round. But when I looked at the photos, y'all, just like I told you, my back shot just is not there. Taylor murdered me from the back. Murdered. She's just so much more muscular. So this is what I thought. The thing is with this show is that nobody was really lights out, like physique wise. So I could have, to be completely honest, I could have made an argument for anyone in the top 4 to win the physique round. It was Taylor, it was me, it was Anya, and it was Jenny. Okay. So each of us had 2 of like what I consider like the 3 components. Okay. So there's muscularity, there's conditioning, and there is shape. So Taylor had shape and muscularity because even though she's a petite person, for her frame, she is very muscular. Okay, so Taylor had shape and muscularity. She was lacking in conditioning. I had conditioning and shape, but I was lacking in muscularity. And then Jenny had conditioning and muscularity, but was lacking in shape. And then Anya, same thing, conditioning and muscularity, lacking in shape. So it's like all 4 of us had 2 of the things. And if you know different judges, you know what they prioritize. Tamer El-Gundy, he likes shape, is what I've found out. He's a shape guy. He's going to prioritize shape, which makes sense why me and Taylor, the 2 shape girls, were in the top 2. And it also makes sense, honestly, why out of the top 2, Taylor beat me, because I do have a good shape, but Taylor's shoulders and back are just so much like bigger on her frame that she has a better V taper than I do. And so anyway, again, after looking at side by sides, like I 100% like can agree that it is fair that Taylor won that physique round. But then I will say, after prejudging, I knew for a fact there's no way you're winning the show. Because remember, I said in order to win, first I have to be able to get second in routine, but then I have to beat Taylor by 2 rankings in physique. There was nowhere on my bingo card that thought Taylor would beat me in physique. I did not account for that in my prediction. And I'm going to insert this clip here because I forgot to mention it, or I forgot to mention it when I did the redo of this wrap up. I will say, if I had to lose to someone in that prejudging round, I am so glad for Taylor that it was her, because Taylor and I are friends. Like, we're not close friends, but we are friends. We talk outside of like randomly responding to each other's stories. Like, we text each other. She's been sending me her check-ins like over the last year. Like, we actually talk about things other than bodybuilding sometimes, you know. So all that to say, like, and I feel like the last year defending Taylor's pedigree, I guess, you know, like after she got second at the Olympia, people were like, she's not the total package, she's just routine, like she's not the total package, whatever. And I know that she worked really, really hard this year to bring the physique that would, you know, that would be competitive, to bring a physique that would be competitive. You have to keep in mind, she's only been bodybuilding now officially, like really actually bodybuilding for a year, and she's a natural athlete. So she's just not going to be as muscular as anyone who's either on gear or has been bodybuilding for a long time. So anyway, for me, it was like, honestly, it was the best case scenario. Like, to be honest, I don't think I had it in me to go to the Olympia, which that's not what this exact clip is for. I just wanted to say, like, I was extremely proud, like, as a friend of Taylor's, that she got that moment to win the physique round, especially because, again, after looking at side by sides, I 100% believe it was fair and square. Like, I don't I think that she earned that, and I'm really proud of her for that. So anyway, back to the show. I assumed I was going to beat her. I was hoping there would be 2 people in between us. Like I said, I never predicted that she would beat me. And again, I'm not saying that she didn't beat me fairly. She did. But coming into this, that was my thought. Okay, so as soon as I lost to her in prejudging, I was like, oh, I'm not winning because she's absolutely winning finals. It doesn't matter. So I think that actually gave me a lot of relief coming into the finals round, because I was like, there's literally no way you can win this show. So who cares? Like, just do your best, have fun. It is what it is. And my routine was the best it ever was. I hit everything. Everything was clean. Like, it was so damn good, y'all. I felt so good. It was amazing. And then I didn't even get second in the routine. I didn't even get second in the routine round. Jenny got second in the routine round, which, again, no shade. I was a little shocked that Jenny beat me in the routine round. However, routines are subjective. However, and this is not me being a conspiracy theorist, it is subjective. Jenny could very well have been the person who got second place in routine. However, on the screen, the video, the name on the screen when Jenny was on stage did not say Jenny. It said Erika. And to me personally, it would make more sense that Erika got second place in routine and I got third, because I think Erika's new routine was really, really good. It wouldn't have changed my ranking. It would have only changed theirs. Jenny got third, Erika got fourth. The only thing that would have changed is that Erika got third and Jenny got fourth. It doesn't really matter. Other than I was just like shocked that I got third to Jenny's routine. That's no shade. Again, it just is what it is. Especially because we both did the same routines that we did at Legion last year. And so it's not like I'm just like guessing that I would outscore her in routine. Like these same exact routines have already been ranked against each other. Again, it's subjective, so it doesn't really matter. All I know is that I did amazing. I felt amazing. I was not surprised at all to get second. I even said it on my other video, like, I'm expecting to get second. I might get third because it's subjective. I don't expect to get anything lower than third. So that's how it went. You guys, I gotta be honest, now that it's been several days since this show is over, I mean, and let's be honest, I already knew I was very tired and like didn't necessarily want to do another show. But let me tell you, the level of relief and joy in my life, knowing that I don't have to still be in prep for the Olympia, it's unmatched. And I said it before, I put it like on my Instagram story, like, I don't think that I would have the Olympia experience that I want to have, because it's 15 days out or something crazy like that. What am I going to do in 15 days to improve what I'm going to bring? Like, yes, I can come in a little bit tighter. Maybe I can, I could change up my routine. I had a new routine, like, kind of in the works. But realistically, there's 12 girls in the lineup. I would have made 13. I probably would have gotten 13th place. Because it's the Olympia. And I just don't know, like, do I really want to go to the Olympia? I've already gone to the Olympia once and gotten last place. Like, well, technically I tied for 15th. But then they break that tie, so then I tied for 16th. And for those who are not in bodybuilding, they only rank up to 15. After that, everyone's a tie for 16th. So any ties in the top 15 are broken. And then everybody else is just a tie for 16th. So I tied for 15th. But then I lost the tiebreaker, so she got 15th, and then I got pulled into the tie for last place. So anyway, technically I got second to last, but I got last, right? So it's like, out of 13 girls, I probably would have gotten 13th, maybe 12th, like maybe 11th if I just had a fire routine day, like, and everybody else had janky routine, like, because I'm just thinking realistically, at the Olympia, the people that I would think I might be able to beat are Cerise, Amber, Michelle Gales, because I've beaten her before, maybe Stephanie, but probably not because of the physique. Like, it's just like, realistically, I would go to the Olympia and still be getting last place, especially because I just lost to Taylor in physique, who got second to last. She got second to last in physique at the Olympia last year, and I just lost to her. So who am I going to beat at the Olympia? So anyway, all that to say is, yes, I wanted to win because you like the pedigree of winning, right? It would have been a $2,000 instead of $1,000 or maybe $15,000. I don't know how much money she won. But realistically, if I'm going to get on stage again, I want to be good. And I am good, right? But I don't want to worry that when we do quarter turns, as soon as we turn to the back, I'm going to backslide a rank or two. I want to come out, and that's my weak point, right? Like, that's the thing that I need to fix. So I want to make sure that, again, if I get on stage again, because y'all know I said, like, okay, Olympia or retiring. I don't really necessarily know that I am going to retire, but I don't have like a set time that I want to get back on stage. I think I'm going to take a long time off. You know, people say like, I want to be undeniable the next time I step on stage. I want to be undeniable the next time I step on stage. That really is me. I don't have a timeline. Some people say that, but then they still set a timeline. I don't really have a timeline of when I need to be back on stage. We have a lot of things. Like, we're moving out of my mom's house next week. We, you know, Ruben wants to build his business. We're working on some other things for me for work and business. Like, we just have a lot of other things. And I think things that we will want to prioritize more than bodybuilding. So Ruben wants to take the year off because he wants to grow into classic. I want to take the year off just because I don't like dieting that much. So I'm going to spend that time getting a bigger, more cohesive look so that my front shot and my back shot match. Bigger shoulders, bigger back. Work on some skills. Like, I really, really, really want to improve my strength skills. And my mobility. Y'all, I'm getting old and I'm starting to feel old. So I want to just work on my mobility more. So anyway, all that to say, didn't want to do that show, obviously, but I am so glad that I did. It was a great experience for me. And it just goes to show y'all, like, it's sometimes your best is not the best. That was absolutely by miles my best in physique and routine. And I did not rank as well as I would assume I would at my best, right? Like, I would think at my best routine, I would think that would have gotten second in routine and it didn't. It got third. My best physique in that lineup, I would think would have won physique and it didn't. So it's like I mentioned in my vlog, you can't let your rankings dictate if you're proud of yourself, because I've been proud of myself. I was proud of myself before I even showed up to that show, and I did all that work and I showed up the way that I showed up, and it doesn't matter. That doesn't go away because the judges liked Taylor's shape more than they liked mine. Who cares? That doesn't go away because they like Jenny/Arika's routine better than they like mine. Who cares? Like, I'm still super proud of how I did what we brought. Ruben told me he was proud of me, and I was like, I'm proud of you too. And he's like, why? I said, because it was your plan that did this. Like, I followed your plan. All these other looks, I've been like using your plan as a guide, but like, you did this. You brought me to this physique. So I was really happy with that. I was really proud of just what we did together. So anyway, got to figure out the series, the name of my next series. Although, again, by the time this is uploaded, that will be done. But that is all, y'all. Thank you for rocking with me. Oh, she's beauty and she's grace. Yes, it's in my car. Just to let everybody know. Let them know who I am. That's all. Thank you for watching. And on to the next series.